I think we should be good now, Mom. I think we should be good. Sorry about that, bro. We'll have to get back to it, man. It's a crazy botch, bro. It was a crazy botch. Let me make sure that we're live again, Mom. Hold on. Let's see. And the computer starts glitching, of course. Hold up. Yeah. Sorry about that, bro. Sorry about that. My friend, bro, has been spam calling me for 15 minutes straight, bro, and it cut the audio off, man. Ridiculous. I think I can go back though and still see some of the donos, man. I'm sorry about that, guys. That's my apologies, bro. I mean, it's not my fault, but you get the point. Let's see this here. Okay, there we go. I think we're good. We're good, Mom. Yeah, the camera, bro. I shot the camera around, bro, so you guys got a fresh view of the bed, bro, and the sign and the LeBron poster over there in the corner. You know what I'm saying? So we're good. But yes, sorry about that, Mom. Let me make sure and go back and see some of the chats that I missed, bro, just to, you know what I'm saying, just to make sure that I get this right. Okay, let's see here. Let me access it on my own account, and let's see. Top chats. Oh yeah, no, I can't go back. I'll just have to go back and do it myself later, bro. But you get the point, Mom. At the end of the day, the stream wasn't designed to be that long anyways, but I'm sorry about that audio glitch, man. My friends be so annoying sometimes, bro. Like, why are you FaceTiming me for 5 times, bro, in the middle of the night, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, we're good, bro. We're good. You know what I'm saying? What are you calling for, man? Come on now. All right, let's check this out. Let me make sure I get the chat back up and booted. Okay, we are good to go. Okay, awesome. Yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying. As I was saying, Raw was complete and utter garbage. Now, obviously, with Braun Breaker and everything else that took place, people are going to try and pretend like it was more than that, but it really wasn't. So with that being said, now that I can't go back and look at the donos of the other stream because, you know what I'm saying, a very wise individual decided to call me 14 times in 2 minutes. Let's go ahead. Let me just make sure I can do this, bro. Let's check this out real quick. Yeah, I can't go back and check it. Whatever. It is what it is. Let's just go ahead and recap the show, man, and then I'm going to get to doing the actual review in afterwards once the stream is done. Now, first off, we just got to we got a dono real quick. Let's see this here. Black Panther sends over a 5. He says, what do you think about Triple H booking in 2023, especially with pay-per-views like WrestleMania 39 and Survivor Series? WrestleMania 39 was pretty solid. I'm going to be honest with you. I like WrestleMania 39, a pretty good deal. And I would say WrestleMania 39 was good, but I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon was a part of the booking for that, if I'm not mistaken. He didn't actually leave until later in the year, like I think in the summer. But, I mean, I could be mistaken on that. I don't really know. WrestleMania, though, in 2023 as a whole, Triple H was booking for like 6 months. He was booking good. And then after that, I don't really know what to say. The last, 4 months of 2023, nobody really cares about what happened. And if we're being honest, that's the truth of the situation. I mean, nobody cares. So that's that. Let's go back and read. What else did I miss? I missed another one, actually. Let me go back and read this real quick, bro. Okay, sorry. Your Sherez Cell sends over a 2. She says, your friends are jobbers. You know what I'm saying? Just kidding. Yeah, Sherez, I appreciate you. But yeah, I don't know what type of stuff they were doing, man. You know, it's funny, too, because I know once I call them back after the stream is done, they're going to be talking about absolutely nothing. So there was literally no point of doing all that, bro. It literally just ruined my stream, but it is what it is. All right, anyways. Guy0218 sends over a 2. He says, chop, 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 chop cheese. That's what Gunther does. That's all he's good for. We already know that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, Gunther didn't do anything inside of that match, which we're going to get to in a second, but he didn't do anything inside of the match, and it's kind of frustrating that he gets away with it. Solo Sokoa, thank you, okay? This is actually what I have to say. Richard Hatcher sends over a 5. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. He says Solo was cooking tonight. Yes. All the good moments inside of the Solo Sokoa and Gunther match were largely because of Solo Sokoa. It's as simple as that. If you watch the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Solo Sikoa did 8 or 9 different moves. Gunther did 3 moves. He chopped, did a superplex, and did a low blow, and did a power bomb. That's really it. I don't know what about that is so captivating to people, but again, you know what I'm saying? When Jey Uso does 5 moves and is super over, it's a problem. When Gunther does 4 moves and is not over, it's a problem. Or it's not a problem. He's amazing. So there you have it. With that being said, let's go ahead and run down what happened in the show. And then afterwards, I'll go back to reading the chat and reading all the donos, and we'll go from there. Real quick, though, Tumas sends over a 5. I appreciate you, bro. He says, to me, Braun Breaker's promo was whiny. It gave, please take me serious, guys, because I'm actually serious. L promo, 3 out of 10. Honestly, I see where you're coming from. It was very forced. It was very forced. Him calling CM Punk a soft B word Like, bro, come on, man. CM Punk just pinned you like a month or two ago, bro. But now all of a sudden, Braun Breaker's ultimate tough guy. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. That's just the way that I see it. Ian Galaxy sends over a dono. He says, I'm a South African fan. The two quick PS are what is your real name if you don't mind? And did Drew McIntyre actually say, I can't stop thinking about Punk? Yes. Drew McIntyre said, I can't stop thinking about Punk about like 40 times last year on 2024. If you look it up and you look up Drew McIntyre's CM Punk promo, you'll probably see multiple clips of him doing that. And then the other question was, what is your real name? My real name is Colin Jackson, bro. Colino Jackson, man. That's what I can go by. Colino Jackson, bro. My real name is Colin Jackson. That's why it goes by C-Jax. So there you have it. Mr. Slayer sent over another 5. I appreciate you, bro. He says, missed my donut before the end of the stream. The reason why Gunther is known as being a peak wrestler is because he hits hard. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Slayer, thank you again for the dono. And that's, I mean, I don't understand it, bro. Gunther comes out there, right? And this guy literally just chops. And he doesn't even chop as hard as he used to. If you go back and look at the clips of how he used to chop versus how he chops now, it's not even the same. But we have to pretend as if Gunther's some hard-hitting legend, which he kind of is. He's a kind of a hard hitter sometimes, but he's not a legend. So relax yourself. Serious Blackbeard sends over a 2. He says 4 letters, 1 word, chop. And there you have it. With that being said, it's not Colin, it's Colin. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's Colin. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the review for the actual show, and let's go ahead and do this. First off, Triple Fraud promised an epic show. An epic show. Nothing in this show was epic. Hence why, in multiple moments throughout the night, it felt like the crowd was non-existent. There was nothing epic about the show. There was nothing exciting about the show. And there was nothing that I'm going to rewatch on this show probably ever again. So with that being said, us hearing from Triple Fraud that this show was going to be epic is ridiculous. This show was not epic. It was garbage. Simple as that, bro. We then moved on. We opened up the show with Rhianna Ripley and Io Blue Sky, come out there and they basically say these exact words. We want revenge. First off, we just spent weeks before a War Games match where you were brawling to get revenge and to go to war. But as I said in the War Games review in the weeks leading up to War Games, nothing was going to be accomplished inside of the War Games match. Nothing. Therefore, you had people brawling and, you know what I'm saying, they were fighting with each other and all that other nonsense was taking place. After that took place, what changed? I told you nothing was going to change after the War Games. I already told you guys this. And now you look back at it and nothing's changed. So there you have it. I don't know what else to say about it, bro. Nothing changed. They went to war in War Games to then move on to go to war on Raw. What? We're going to war. We want revenge. What did you just do in War Games then? What did you just do in War Games? Seriously. Anyways, after this happens, Rhea Ripley goes, welcome to Monday Night Rio. What? What? Monday Night Rio. This is how low that things have dropped. Monday Night Rio. Whatever. After this takes place, I did write this down. Rhea tells Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss because they came out afterwards, right, to interrupt because Rhea and Io say they still want to fight the Kabuki Warriors. After this takes place, Rhea Ripley tells Charlotte Flair that, Charlotte, I respect you. I really do. I respect you, Charlotte. I respect you so much, Charlotte. What? We're in 2025 and Rhea Ripley is still saying, I respect you? If you go back and watch Rhea's promos for the last year and a half, how many times has she told somebody, I respect you? Liv Morgan. Liv, I used to respect you. And I'm going to take my baton. I never lost. Yeah, I used to respect you. Then move on. It was Bianca and Io. I respect you, Bianca. Bianca. You know what I'm saying? Then who else was it? Who else is she? Because she's done no feuds this year. She's done no feuds. She's done nothing. Every week it's the same thing. Then it was Charlotte. A couple weeks ago on SmackDown. Charlotte, I really do respect you. I really do appreciate you. I really do love you. What? How much love and respect and care are we going to get? These wrestlers say the same thing every single week, bro. It's the same stuff. I'm tired of this nonsense, man. Omark3695 sends over a 5. He says, random question, but what do you think about Gunther coming back to his old theme? Quite frankly, Omark, I appreciate your dono, but I don't care about Gunther's old theme. I really don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even really notice it the first week until I heard it for more than 30 seconds. I was like, oh, wait, that is a different theme. Other than that, I really couldn't care less about it if I'm being real, but it is what it is. Let's take a look at some of these other donos, man. Serious Blackbeard sends over a 2. Oh, yeah, I already read that one. Yeah, thank you, Serious Blackbeard. Exquisite Vibe sends over a 2. He says, random question. Thoughts on the Iron Sheik? I thought the Iron Sheik was good for his time, and he really told the line of, like, you know what I'm saying, real life and, you know what I'm saying, and obviously the kayfabe and the storyline, and I thought it was good for what it needed. And Vince McMahon knew how to use him as well, you know what I'm saying, to get heat and stuff like that, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Iron Sheik. Thank you, though, thank you, Exquisite Vibes, for the dono. Omar says over another 5. He says, C-Jax, let's take a sip of our libations and talk about how bad Raw is, like always. Yeah, this Raw was complete garbage. I'm going to be honest. I really thought about it. At first, I just said it was bad. Now I'm actually convinced it's complete garbage. I've given up. Omar sends over another 5. Thank you again, Omar. He says, random question. What do you think about Gunther? Oh, yeah, I already read that. Sorry about that, man. I'm reading back the chats because my computer keeps glitching, bro. Thank you, though. Lipio Campo sends over a 2. She says, I am gonna take my title and never lost. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Lipio. Lipio Campo. I appreciate you. GCMXHD sends over a 5. He says, Raw really did hit their all-time lows. Triple Fraud lied to us about giving us an epic Raw, and then he gave us a bad Raw and a bad Survivor Series. Love your content, CJax. GCMXHD, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Elijah Day sends over a 2. There's no message underneath it, but I appreciate you, bro, of course. Nuke Renegade sends over a 2. He says, I respect you, CJax. F Triple H times 100 times. Yeah, Nuke Renegade, appreciate you, bro. Triple H is complete garbage. Omar sends over another 5. He says, I respect you. I love you. I need you, and I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for that. And then Black Panther sends over a 2. He says, do you think The Rock will return to WWE at Saturday Night Main Event? Thank you, Black Panther. And quite frankly, I don't think he's going to return. I don't. It would be pretty cool if he does, but I don't think it's going to happen. Now back to the show. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss basically tell Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, if you guys think you're the best and you think you deserve tag team championships, then prove it by beating us. And so ultimately, this sets up a main event, which is going to be Alexa Bliss and Charlotte and Flair versus Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. And that's basically all this segment did. This segment did nothing, it advanced nothing, it gave us nothing, and it told no stories. So therefore, I would say this was a pretty awful segment. We then move on and got Jey Uso versus LA Knight. This is a decent match, okay? I'm going to be honest, this is a decent match. But quite frankly, we already knew one of two things. Obviously, no matter who wins the match, they're losing to Gunther on SmackDown, so nobody cares about that. Secondly, obviously as well, Jey Uso losing this match and then proceeding to act like he's having a fake crash out and being upset afterwards. What does this accomplish? What does this accomplish, bro? Seriously, be honest with you. What does this accomplish? Nothing. Nothing. LA Knight doing all of this just to job out in 3 days or 4 days. What does that do? It does nothing, guys. Seriously, it does nothing for anyone. What does this accomplish? It does nothing. So this match was decent, like I said, but quite frankly, you know what I'm saying? Jey Uso was pissed off after he took a superplex and then he got rolled up. He lost off a fruit roll up because LA Knight no-sold a Uso splash and 2 spears. That's the same thing that nearly beat Gunther at Mania until Jey did the headlock and then actually beat him, right? But LA Knight, who's won nothing, is no-selling those moves. What? Anyways, we move on. LA Knight ends up winning off of the fruit roll-up, like I said, and he advances, and now he's going to fight Gunther on SmackDown to see who fights John Cena at Saturday night's main event. So there you have it. What's it called? Dominic Mysterio then has a promo. This Dominic Mysterio promo was complete garbage. Complete garbage. Everything I said about Dominic Mysterio is coming to pass, guys. He's a jobber. He's a jobber. I'm sorry. There's nothing to say about this at this point. Dominic Mysterio comes out. Number one, I don't see anything about this guy that makes him look like a main eventer. If you look at a Trick Williams or even someone like what are some examples of main eventers we have today? Because we have none that are below the age of 40. There are no main eventers below the age of 40, so I can't use any examples. But you get the point. There are certain people you look at them and they're like, wow, that person's a threat or that person's a monster. Like someone said in the chat, Obafemi or a Trick Williams, right? Those people you look at and you're like, wow, that's a threat. Like I could see him beating someone for a world title. You look at Dominic Mysterio, he's not beating up anybody. Who is he beating up? If you're actually not cheating to win that match, or even if you are cheating, who is he beating? You know what I'm saying? Like, you expect me to believe that he can beat Rusev in an actual match? Of course not. So it's not believable, and that's a problem. The second problem is when Dominic Mysterio comes out, if you guys notice this, if you watch the show, he is literally hunting for boos. He's hunting for boos. He pauses before he speaks to wait for the crowd to boo him, bro. This is so awkward and weird. He's hunting for boos like a robot. He says one line, looks around to see if anybody can boo, right? And waits for any boos or anything. Nobody boos, so he just moves on. I'm like, what? It's cringe. It's weird. It's awkward, you know? I don't get it, man. All this stuff with Dominic Mysterio is just dumb at this point. Like, how long? Because here's the problem. It's okay that Dominic Mysterio has the mechanic to want to cheat to win matches. That's the point, right? I understand that that's what Dominic Mysterio does. But the problem is when those wins and those cheating wins come at the expense of the person he's fighting looking either stupid or looking like a jobber, it's a problem. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? At least when Eddie Guerrero used to win matches, not only was he more of an upper card guy than Dominic Mysterio is, and he was more believable in his role, he's more talented than Dominic Mysterio. So when he cheats and it's part of his gimmick, it's cool. When Dominic Mysterio is cheating to beat Rusev, nobody cares. It's a heel fighting a heel. What am I supposed to do with that? A heel fighting a heel and he cheats and beats the heel. What? And also the ways that Eddie Guerrero used to win matches were more creative, of course, like someone said in the chat. So obviously Eddie Guerrero is just better. It's as simple as that. I'm supposed to sit here and believe that Eddie Guerrero is somehow on the same level as Dominic Mysterio? Stop. Eddie Guerrero is an actual fringe main eventer. Dominic Mysterio is a jobber. Relax yourself. I'm tired of hearing the excuses for Dominic Mysterio, bro. We have to grow up, man. Anyways, Dominic Mysterio is hunting the boos like a robot. After this takes place, we realize that he's been saying the same thing since 1997. Dominic Mysterio has come out every week. This is what he says in the promo tonight, guys. I am the best luchador of all time. I am the best I'm the best Mysterio of all time. He then says, I'm the best Intercontinental Championship of all time. I'm the best Intercontinental Champion of all time. How many times has Dominic Mysterio said that? He's been saying the same thing for a year and a half, guys. It's the same thing. He comes out, says the same thing, hunts for boos, and that's all he has. This is sad. It's embarrassing, bro. Dominic Mysterio is coming out here talking about some nonsense as per usual, saying the same thing 15 million times, bro. It's the same thing. Same stuff. It's lame. It's corny. It's garbage. It's boring. He comes out every week and he says a line, waits for boos. It's so choreographed and corny and cheesy at this point. He comes out and waits for choreographed boos. And then afterwards, once he gets the boos, he has to pretend like they're so loud. And he's like looking around. He's like, no, you guys can't boo like that, to try and get them to boo more. It's so cringe and it's so amateur on the mic. It's bad. It's bad, bro. It's so dumb and cringy. I've seen a lot of bad promos, and this is one of the worst ones. Dominic Mysterio is not what they think he is. But anyways, after this takes place, he introduces Olivia Morgan. Olivia Morgan comes out and basically says, I missed you guys in the Judgment Day. And then she basically says, Nothing. That's it. She says that she's been hearing that the Judgment Day is weak and that they fell off, and we're going to change that. Nobody cares about the Judgment Day, guys. Finn Balor sitting behind Dominic Mysterio like a jobber. How did Finn Balor go from being a world champion in 2015 or 2016 at SummerSlam, whatever, when he beat Seth? And now look at him, standing in subservience to J.D. McDonald's, delivering you a quarter pounder and a Dr. Pepper. That's what Finn Balor is doing, and he's okay with this. I don't get it. Liv Morgan is cringe, and she's boring. It's as simple as that, man. She's become boring. It's sad to say it because she was great in a period for 2024. She did a good job for a large period of that year. But after that, she's done nothing. She's been a jobber afterthought since early this year. She's done nothing this year. Literally nothing. So she's done. JD McDonald's is done. Roxanne Perez has been pinned, I think, 4 times as many times as she's won this year. And you're telling me that I'm supposed to be taking her seriously. Okay. Anyways, this segment ends. Nobody cares. After this takes place, we get a video segment for Maximus Dupree. Nobody cares about this. Maximus Dupree has to take at least 2 or 3 weeks in between all of her matches because they're all rehearsed. So she has to spend 3 or 4 weeks in between matches so she can actually practice heavily and get better. What kind of Intercontinental Champion gets the title and then has to learn how to wrestle after they got the title? What? I never seen it before. Weird. I don't get it. We move on. Okay. The New Day has a match with the Dragon Lee, AJ Lee, okay? AJ Lee and Dragon Lee, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, AJ Lee and the Lee and the Lee. They have a match versus the New Day. The New Day are nearly 50 years old, I believe, or in their late 40s or whatever. AJ Styles is 50. So we're watching 2 50-year-olds battle it out to see who's going to win the tag championships. Think about it. You're watching 50-year-olds and late 40-year-olds fight for World Tag Team Championships on a Monday Night Raw in 2025. Who's excited for this? Are you excited for this? Be honest. Are you excited for this? Are you like losing your man, it's just insane, bro. It's going to knock your socks off. Watching 50-year-olds fight for the same belt for 10 months. This is exciting. It's ridiculous. We then had the end of the match. The ending of this match was amazing. Dragon Lee hits a stomp on Kofi Kingston's back. Kofi Kingston flies forward and gets caught in the Styles Clash, and AJ Styles, hits the Styles Clash, and the match ends. This was an amazing ending to the match, okay? It was a great ending to the match, and I will say that. It was really creative, and I thought it was pretty entertaining. However, this match didn't matter because nobody cares. There's no story here. The in-ring work rate was not, like, amazing. It was all right, but we've seen the collection of these guys fighting all year, so it doesn't really matter. We then move on. Braun Breaker's promo. This is going to be the most largely talked about thing from this episode tonight, and I am here to inform you guys. This promo, I feel like Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Roman Reigns when he comes out there, he's like, but still, this promo from Braun Breaker, it's decent. It's decent. It's a decent promo. When I first saw it, I thought it was good. But the problem we have is that this promo has a couple of issues. Let's just go through the promo first, and then we'll talk about it. Braun Breaker comes out, and basically he gets we'll get to that in a second as well. He basically says that CM Punk is a soft B word. After he says this, he gets a little mini pop, you know what I'm saying? Because the crowd's like, whoa, he just cursed, yada, 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 whatever, you know? So that's it. That's what you have. AJ Lee, he then says AJ Lee is a bigger star than CM Punk, and he needs to worry about the own wars that are taking place in his own household. Okay? There you go. Pretty good line, you know what I'm saying? And then he says that, and remember at Mania earlier this year or last year, when you said that let me know when you can cut a promo with the big dogs. Braun Breaker then says, well, here's the promo, la-di-da. After this takes place, Braun Breaker basically says, you tried to end my career by hitting my neck and doing all this stuff at Survivor Series, and now I'm going to take everything that you have. I'm going to try and ruin your career, and I'm coming for everything. I'm coming for it all. And you will realize at the Raw premiere of Netflix next year, you're going to realize that you are not on the level of Braun Breaker, the Bad A. He throws the mic down, really intense promo, really amplified promo, and that's basically it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This promo, upon further review, once I first saw it, I thought, you know what, that was pretty solid. That was a good promo. After further analyzing it, I would say this was a decent at best promo for a multitude of reasons, and I took a couple notes on this right here. Number one, Braun Breaker has been booked poorly for a year and a half. A year and a half he's been booked poorly. That's a problem, because now this promo, what did this promo accomplish, guys? I asked this in the other stream before, you know what I'm saying, before it ended. What did this accomplish, guys? Seriously, he's been booked bad for a year and a half, being a lackey jobber to Seth Rollins, barely defending or using his Intercontinental Championship, barely being featured on Raw in any meaningful storylines or good promos. Then after that, he had meaningless feuds in the division. He then fought with Jey Uso for 5 months, fought with CM Punk for 5 months, fought with Jimmy Uso and LA Knight for 5 months. After that, he then sat in subservience as a jobber to Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, Drew McIntyre, and Logan Paul at War Games. And now he cuts a promo like this, and I'm supposed to believe this? It's not believable. And that's the problem with this promo. It's not believable. And his voice, too, the way he delivers lines, the inflection behind it, he had a couple voice cracks and stuff, which makes it more funny, but he's supposed to be seriously. That's the point. He's supposed to be serious. And that's what this promo was. And it was a very forced and very concerted effort to make him look menacing and look like a big threat. But you guys tell me, does Braun Breaker feel like a big threat when he's been losing to Jey Uso all summer? He lost to Sami Zayn last year. He lost to Jey Uso last year and this year, multiple times. He got pinned by CM Punk 2 months ago. Come on now, guys. Does this one promo all of a sudden make you believe that he's a believable guy to be a main eventer? Come on. Be honest with yourself. Let's be real here. It's not believable, man. So nobody cares about this. He cuts a promo that I guess by his standards is fine or decent, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work, you know? It just doesn't. I'm sorry. It's not believable. He's not a main eventer yet, and I'm sorry to say it, but it's the facts. And on top of that, Braun Breaker saying it was so easy to pin CM Punk. It's a 5v5 in War Games. CM Punk had been fighting for an hour. You know what I'm saying? He's been fighting for an hour. He took finishers. He took Brock Lesnar. Didn't he take a F5? He got Claymore twice. He got curb stomped by Austin Theory or whatever. He got speared twice by Braun Breaker. He got thrown into the cage like 10 times. He got hit with chairs. And after all of that, you know what I'm saying? Braun Breaker finally pinned him and he's saying it's easy? This isn't believable. There's issues with the promo. It's sad to say it because when you hear the promo, you're like, man, that was awesome. But then you think about it and it gets worse. This was not a good promo, unfortunately. I'm sorry to make. I have to make. We have to. Somebody here has to make sense. You know what I'm saying? Somebody here has to actually explain things the way that they're supposed to be explained. This was not a good promo. It's not believable. It makes no sense. It's again, like I said, not only is it not believable, but on top of that, nothing that he's saying in this promo can't be done by other people. You understand what I'm saying? Like it doesn't work. It doesn't work, man. If Triple H tells you backstage right now to most of the roster that you can say anything you want about their opponent you're fighting, they're gonna cut a good promo. And that's what Braun Breaker did. He took a shot at AJ Lee. He cursed him out. He says that CM Punk is old or whatever. He said he's washed or whatever, and basically said that he's not on the level of Braun Breaker, and that's it. What? What? What am I supposed to do with this? I don't understand, man. I don't understand it, bro. It sounds good when you hear it, and then you think about it, and it's trash. So that's all I have to say about that promo, man. It is what it is. We're in an era now, like somebody said in the chat, it's in the Glaze era. So we have to act like everything was so awesome, and it was so peak, and amazing, and incredible. It wasn't. Stop. There's nothing unique about this. If you tell Trick Williams right now, hey, go cut a promo on CM Punk, you can say anything you want. What do you think Trick Williams is going to do? You think he's going to cut a bad promo? If you tell Carmelo Hayes, hey, you can go say anything about CM Punk, go cut a promo. You think he's going to cut a bad promo? If you tell John Cena, you can name anybody on the roster. What do you think he's going to do? You think Trick Williams is going to go cut a bad promo if he can say anything he wants? Come on. And at the end of this promo, at the end of this, what's it called? At the end of this promo, I know that I'm validated in saying what I'm saying because at the end of this promo, the crowd was literally had a mixed reaction. He had a mixed reaction. Part of the crowd was chanting CM Punk still. Part of the crowd wasn't reacting. Part of the crowd cheered the promo, and part of the crowd booed the promo. Go back and watch it if you don't believe what I'm saying. Go back and watch the clip yourself. Go back and watch the promo. Go back and watch it. That's the crowd's reaction. They're split into 4, and 3 of the 4 options is them not caring. So again, we can pretend as if this was a generational promo and this saved everything, and Braun Breaker's year and a half of bad booking is randomly undone by 2 minutes of good speaking. But if we're being honest, it wasn't. And I like Braun Breaker, but this is not going to cut it. You're being booked for dang near 2 years, and you're telling me that 2 minutes of good speaking with no story behind it is amazing? Come on, be real with yourself. So that's what I feel about the Braun Breaker promo. I'm going to be breaking that down in the video after this, and I make a review after this, but man, we have to have higher standards, guys. We have to have higher standards. I'm sorry. We can't just consume promos and consume content and not think about it. Because if you thought the promo was good, you're not thinking. I'm just being honest with you, you're not thinking completely. After everything that I just explained, how can you sit here and say that was a great promo? How? Well, it did none of the metrics you need to have a great promo. It did the metrics you need to have a decent promo. But other than that, I'm not impressed by this. I'm not. Stop. You know what I'm saying? Just stop. And why in the world is CM Punk not? Why is CM Punk not there tonight? It's a weird question. I know I heard he's injured. But even if you're injured, that doesn't mean you can't, cut a promo. You can still show up to work, but all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He had a torn tricep, and he was out there on Raw for 5 months. So I don't know why now he's injured and he just doesn't show up, but whatever. It is what it is. After this, we had Gunther versus Solo Sikoa. Gunther came out to literally 0 reaction. This is the 19 billionth week in a row this has happened when he's actually showing up to work. But he comes out to no reaction. After he gets no reaction, he fights Solo Sikoa. And him and Solo Sikoa actually did indeed put on a good match. One could even say they put on a banger. You know what I'm saying? So they did put on a banger. This match was pretty good. Honestly, okay, let's relax. It was a solid match. It was a very solid match. But the problem is, all of the reasons that this match was decent were actually because of Solo Sikoa. Believe it or not, Solo Sikoa, guys, did a good job in this match. I'm just being realistic. He did a good job in this match. Compared to what we normally get from Solo, he did a good job. He did a good job. The problem with this match, though, is that it was a heel versus heel. Why are we watching 2 heels go at it? Now, obviously, I'm assuming it was planned for Penta to fight Gunther, but it would have made no sense for Penta to win the match last week versus Solo anyways, if we're being real. So Solo Sikoa lost to Gunther in this match, but the in-ring work rate was decent. It was decent. Solo Sikoa had some good moves. He did some spikes. He did some, what was the one move that he did, bro? He did the Samoan drop, obviously. He did the Uranagi to Gunther as well. He showcased his strength. He did the Uso splash. Solo Sikoa was creative in this match and doing things that he doesn't really do ever, literally at all. So I enjoyed Solo Sikoa's performance here and his charisma as well with the trash talk and him imitating the ring general pose and stuff. That was pretty funny. But Gunther offered nothing to this match. He gave us nothing. So that's really all I have to say. So yeah, Solo Sikoa loses to Gunther, and Gunther used 4 moves in this match. Chop, low blow, superplex, and powerbomb. There you go. And clothesline, by the way. I think so that's 5 moves, but the Lobo doesn't really count as a move, so he used 4 moves. That's 4 moves he used. 4. 4. Jey Uso uses 5 moves and is super over, we have a problem. Gunther uses 4 moves and is not super over, and he's amazing. That's the logic that you're getting from wrestling fans, so there you have it. Gunther wins the match. He's now going to fight John Cena in the tournament because obviously he's going to beat LA Knight on SmackDown, so there you go. We then move on. We have the main event, guys. This is it. This is the main event, okay? So after this, I'm going to get to the chats and everything. This is the main event. A brawl. That's it. That's all. It was a brawl. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss and then Rhea and Io were having a decent women's tag match, right? They're having a decent match until eventually the Kabuki Warriors came out. And the Kabuki Warriors brawled with him. And then the Lyra Valkyria and Bayley came out and they brawled. And then we also had, what's it called? What was it, bro? Who else was a tag team that came out? Liv, Rhea, and Roxanne. They came out and they brawled. Sorry, excuse me. But they brawled. That's it. I don't, like, what am I supposed to say about that, man? Like, what are we supposed to say? Brawls. Brawls, brawls, brawls. Why am I watching 4 meaningless tag teams go out there and brawl? Why? Why? I don't know. I don't know. So, that's what you had. You had a bunch of garbage that took place, and quite frankly, nobody cares. Nobody cares. This show ended with a brawl. That's all it was. It was a brawl with like 9 or 10 different women, and that was it. So, that's how you end the show. You started off the show with nothing, because Rhea Ripley and Io did nothing, and you ended the show with nothing, except for a brawl that we've seen for 9 months straight. So, with that being said, that was the show. I'm going to read the chats now, but just to recap real quick what we got. We started off with Monday Night Rio promo, which nobody remembers. No one in the chat can tell me anything that was said in the opening promo except for Monday Night Rio because nothing happened. So that's that. LA Knight fought Jey Uso. Decent match at best. Dominic Mysterio had one of the worst promo segments of all time, and Liv Morgan said absolutely nothing, and that was boring and cringe and terrible for the reasons I explained, so that's that. Maximus Dupree had a video segment that no one remembers and no one cares about. New Day fought AJ Styles and Dragano Lee, which, again, it's a bunch of 50-year-olds going at it, so there you have it. And then afterwards, we got Braun Breaker cut a promo that, on first glance, you'll think it's good, and then you think about it, and it's not good anymore, so that was basically just a mid promo. Nobody cares. Then after this, Gunther came out and fought Solo Sikoa in a decent match. That was it. And the main event was just a brawl that we've seen 80 times. So, out of all those segments, you had 2 things were decent. The rest was either garbage or we've seen it before. But this show was supposed to be called Epic. Triple H called that show that I just explained Epic. That's what he said. What he said. Epic. This is epic, guys. An epic show with boring matches, rematches, garbage segments, garbage promos, pander pops, and no story progression in anything. No story progression in literally anything. And that is an epic show according to Triple H. Really? Okay. Sure. Whatever you're saying. We're good. This show was trash. Simple as that. Anybody who tries to tell you anything else is obviously a shill, or quite frankly, they just haven't watched good Raws and SmackDowns. And that's that. That's it. Even Triple H was literally saying a day ago, like, we're going to find out who the masked guy is. We had a record gate, Austin Theory. Where was that tonight? Where were the record gates in the epic events that were supposed to take place? Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. This Raw overall, I'm downgrading it from a 3 out of 10. This is now getting a 2 out of 10. And that's being very nice. Very nice. This is getting a 2 out of 10 at best. It was a disaster class. How many weeks are we going to come out here and get the same thing 50 times? How many times, man? You're getting the same segment. That's what you're getting. If you think that this show is good, you're giving a good score to a show that gave you a bunch of segments you've already seen before. So basically, you're just saying, give me the same thing 80 times and I'll love it. I love it. Everything is awesome. Come on, man. Out of my face, bro. Out of my face with that nonsense, bro. Stuff is trash. So there you have it. With that being said, let's go ahead and read some of these super chats, okay? Let's go ahead and get through them. Let's take a look at this. Wait, am I reading this right? Am I in the right position here? Let me make sure I got them pulled up. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Okay. Make sure this is right. Where are we at here? Okay, here we go. I got it pulled up. Let's pull this up. Let's take a look at this, guys. Let's take a look at it. Yay, let's take a look at this. Fan funding. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and run through these. I missed a lot of them, man, so we're going to run through all of them right now. Let's get into it. Wow, I missed them. Bro, I got to scroll all the way back up to go to see all these, bro. Hold on here. Okay. Dang, bro, I missed. Hold up, I got to get back to these, bro. Give me a second. Give me a second, y'all. I thought I was just going to be able to scroll and just see these, bro, but I got to get through this, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's see. Wait, why is it not letting me access it, bro? Hey, man. Hey, yo, chop, YouTube, bro. Give me a second, y'all. I'm pulling this up, man. Don't worry. I'm pulling this up, bro. We're not giving up on this. Google. Let me open up my Google account and check this out, man. But with that being said, I also have to bring up something else, guys. Quick side note. How in the world is it possible for everyone to say that everyone knows that Austin Theory was the dude in the jacket, or at least we think we know that, right? People are saying now it could be one of the Steiner bros or whatever, one of the Steiner kids or whatever the heck that means. Explain to me how Austin Theory was getting cheered earlier this year. I don't know if you guys remember this, in last year, right? Austin Theory was getting cheered. He was getting cheered, and people were saying, we want Theory, when he would go out there with Waller and stuff like that. How do you get from him potentially becoming an overface to now him being booked as a heel? What? And Triple H has already ruined it. It's already over. You know what I'm saying? It's already done. We've given up on this at this point. Try telling y'all, man. This is not a joke. Triple H is going to ruin everything that you know and that you care about. It's as simple as that, bro. We can make excuses all we want, but this is the bottom line of the what's it called, of the company. I mean, it just doesn't work. So let's pull this up. Okay, here we go. I think I got it now. Yeah, we're good. Perfect. Pull this up. All right. Here are the chats. Let's go through these, man. Let's read all these super chats and let's get it done. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, we're pulled up now. All right, now I got to go all the way back up for real this time. Where is it? Here we go. All right. Did I read that? Okay, I think I did that. Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's get through the chat finally once and for all. Sorry, I had to find and navigate everything. My apologies. Bombi Z sends over a 2. He says Triple Fraud needs to actually do his job for once. Yes, I agree with you completely. Bombzy, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the dono. Elijah Day sends over a 5. He said, should Braun Breaker squash CM Punk on January 5th like Brock Lesnar did to John Cena in 2014? I feel like this would give Braun crazy momentum. Honestly, Elijah Day, thank you for the dono, by the way. What do you guys think about that? I think that Braun Breaker squashing CM Punk is not a terrible idea, but it wouldn't make any sense. Obviously, that's right down the alley for today's current booking because nothing makes any sense. But quite frankly, at this point, just have Braun go out there and just go ahead and squash CM Punk. Who cares at this point? It doesn't matter now. It literally doesn't matter anymore. At this point, CM Punk is already jobbing out. Apparently, CM Punk is injured. So, I mean, he may just lose the match because they need to give it off to someone. So, that's that. Mr. Meowiawa sends over a 2. Mr. Meowiawa, I appreciate you, bro. He says, would be cool if you did retro reviews for old WWE. That would be cool. Maybe in the future, I'll actually get those done, man. Let me know if you guys want those, and I'll actually review some of the older PLEs that took place. You know what I'm saying? Like, for every PLE that happens in our current time, I'll just go back and review an older version of it that was much better than the current version, you know? Like, for Royal Rumble or something like that, I can go back and review, like, what's a great Royal Rumble that I really enjoyed, man? What's my favorite Royal Rumble ever? It certainly isn't like, honestly, 2008 Rumble was good, but that's really just carried off the Cena return. I probably would go with either 08. I honestly really did enjoy, this is crazy to say this. This is going to sound really contradictory, but despite the absolute jobbery that was in the 2023 Royal Rumble, I would say that's in my like top 12 Rumbles ever. I kind of like that. I kind of like that Rumble. What's it called? Nothing this decade, I don't think, though, is going to be in the top 10 or top 5. None of that stuff. And then 2020 Royal Rumble was really good. 2020 Royal Rumble was really good. Was it 2020 or 2019 I'm thinking about? 2020 was good. Yeah, 2020 was the good. What was the Royal Rumble where Lesnar was defending the whole time? And he was like, he brought the belt in and everything like that. That was the Rumble that was really good, like 5 years ago or something like that. 2007 was a good Rumble. Like I said, 2008 was good. What else was there, man? 2013 Rumble was it was decent. 2012 Royal Rumble. Who won the 2012 Royal Rumble? Was that Sheamus? Who won the 2012 Royal Rumble? Who won the 2012 Royal Rumble? Was that Sheamus? I think that was Sheamus, right? And then 2011 Royal Rumble was, who won the 2011 Royal Rumble, bro? Who won the 2012 Royal Rumble? I don't even remember, bro. It's been so long, man. That's crazy. I feel old. Yeah, Sheamus. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was Sheamus. Yeah, that's right. 2014 Royal Rumble. I don't even remember who. I think it was Daniel Bryan, maybe. Who won the 2014 Royal Rumble, bro? Oh, no, Batista won the 2014 Royal Rumble. That's right. Batista won it. Batista won the 2014 Royal Rumble. And then 2015 Royal Rumble was Romano Reigns. That was when he got booed out of the building with The Rock, and The Rock tried to get him over, and it didn't work. So that's that. 2016 Royal Rumble was Triple H, Triple Fraud. You know what I'm saying? Triple Fraud with a 2016 Royal Rumble. That Royal Rumble in 2016 was actually a decent Royal Rumble. I'm not going to lie to you. That was a pretty solid show. 2017 Royal Rumble was solid. 2018 Royal Rumble. Can't even remember that match, Daniel. Again, I can't even remember it. 2019 Royal Rumble was all right. So 2020, I'd say, or 2028, or 2008. Sorry, not 2028. I'd say 2007 was good. And what are some other ones that I like, man? Oof. Because it's so hard because this decade's had nothing. Yeah, I'd say probably one of those three, man. 08, 07, 2020 was good. One of those, you know what I'm saying? So there you have it. But yeah. Anyways, King Cam sends over King Cam 113 sends over a 5. He says, "Are you going to do a collab with Suplex ever? Since y'all both talk about movies and WWE." I think I remember Suplex for sure. I think I've seen that before. I just don't remember for sure who Suplex is. I have to watch. If I see his face, I probably know exactly who it is. But the name sounds familiar for sure. Yeah, King Cam, I appreciate the dono. I don't know actually if I'll do a collab with him, man. It just depends. If he reaches out, we'll see what happens. Mr. Slayer sends over another 5. I appreciate you, Mr. Slayer. He says, "The only thing I can think of for Jey Uso is him costing LA Knight to start a feud." Yeah, but like they've had like 3 or 4 matches against each other this year though. So now we're going to get like 2 or 3 more. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, do we really want to see Jey Uso and LA Knight for 19 times? I don't know. But yeah, thank you for the 5 though, Mr. Slayer, as per usual, bro. Joshua Hughes sends over a 5. He says, "So we're going to see Braun beat Punk next year. Seth wins the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber, and we're going to have Braun versus Seth at WrestleMania 42. Yes. What's going to happen, guys, if CM Punk is actually injured, you're likely going to get a situation where we have Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins for the world title, and Seth Rollins is going to lose. And then we're going to have Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for night 2 for the WWE Championship. That's likely what you're going to get. So just get ready for it. Joshua Hughes, I appreciate the 5, bro. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Sumisu5636 sends over a 5. He says, "Call me crazy. Dom needs a babyface turn. No one's booing him constantly like how he was 2 years ago." Sumisu, thank you so much for the 5, and I appreciate you, and I agree with you 100%. Dominic needs to be turned face. Him and Liv need to be turned face because not only are they boring in their drive, but we need to get something new, right? We need to get something new from these characters before they completely draw stale. Nobody's booing him. We can move on. Okay. Kevy Rez says over a 2. He says, "Swerve is a true star, unlike the modern WWE talent." Kevy_Rez, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the dono. And Swerve Strickland is better than most of this current WWE roster by a good portion. Chi the Boogeyman sends over a 2. He says, "So, bro, why is Joseph Testicles so boring?" Yeah, Joseph Tessitore is complete garbage. It's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? He's had great moments, don't get me wrong, but this current commentating he's doing is complete trash. I'm sorry. Let's see. Damned Soul in this mess says over a 2. He says Triple H's epic equals exhausting, pathetic, idiotic confusion. That is a great acronym. Thank you so much. Damned Soul, this mess. I appreciate you, bro. Chi the Boogeyman, I appreciate you as well, bro. Thank you so much. Nicholas Johnson says over a 5. He says, "Just finished my Patriots win tonight. Anything interesting or trash, rather?" Nicholas Johnson, I appreciate you for sending over the 5, bro. Nothing happened tonight on Raw. Completely skippable. You had a better time watching that Pats and Giants game than you did Raw for sure, bro. If you would have watched Raw, you would have had a way worse time. That's for sure. Exquisite Vibes 5467 sends over a 5. He says, "Random question. What's the video did you mock Cody Rhodes for being a politician? Funny video, lol." Exquisite Vibes, I appreciate the 5. I'm trying to remember what video that was because I feel like I've done that like a lot of times, but politician for you. You know what I'm saying? What video was that, bro? Man, it's been so while. I don't know. It's probably something early this year. Probably early this year, late last year, most likely is probably when I did that. So yeah. Care81 sends over a 2. He says, "Need to pivot to have LA Knight win. No Pop Gunter." Bro, LA Knight winning and then beating Cena and then getting a push to the main event scene. You know what I'm saying? I'm down with that, bro. Yeah, Care81, I appreciate the dono. Green Man 5229 sends over a 2. He says, Solo Siwa. You know what I'm saying? Green Man, thank you for the dono. Chalk Body Outline sends over a 2. He says, Masked Man is Scott Steiner's son, Brock. That is a possibility as well. It could be one of the Steiner sons, to be honest with you, and I could see that happening. Chalk Body Outline, thank you for the 2. Mr. Slayer sends over another 5. He says, would you believe CM Punk if he was losing to R-Truth for months and then did the pipe bomb with Cena? No. Absolutely not. No. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely not. Mr. Slayer, thank you for the 5. I appreciate you, bro. Ziggler fan says over a 2. He says, I've seen better episodes of Velocity than Triple H's WWE. Absolutely facts. Yeah, simple as that. Ziggler fan, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the 2. Emberlane Gonzalez sends over a 2. He says, I sent you a DM on Insta and Triple H is delusional. Absolute facts. Emberlane Gonzalez, I appreciate you. Thank you for the dono. Brandmaster sends over a 2. He says, I got a joke for you. WWE in 2025. That's the joke. Brandmaster, thank you for the dono. That's pretty funny, man. I appreciate you, bruh. Mr. Slayer sends over a 5. He says, they really going to stretch the Masked Man until the World Heavyweight Championship match. Yes, they are. It'll probably be Braun Breaker's brother or it'll be Austin Theory. I don't really care who it is at this point. It doesn't really matter if we're being real. I mean, who cares? The show's going to suck regardless, and that's just an unfortunate truth that we have to accept at this very current time. Okay, let's keep going here. What is this here? Optimus versus Prince sends over a 2. He says, a long-term booking, Fiend. Yes, sir, man. Optimus versus Prince, I appreciate the donut, bro. Thank you so much. Let's see. CL Flame sends over a 5. He says, do you think Montez Ford is the mystery guy? I actually think it's a great idea aligning him with Heyman, but Lord Logan Paul, get him out of the faction. I don't think Montez Ford's in the black hoodie, and I don't think he should be. I think Montez Ford needs to actually be pushed to be his own star and his own superstar, his own mid-card star, whatever he's going to be. He needs to do that on his own. I don't want to see him forced into a faction when he's better than everyone in the faction. So it's as simple as that. There you go. Let's see. Ziggler fans is over another 2. And by the way, CLF Flames, bro, or CL Flames, I appreciate that dono, by the way, man. Same thing with Optimus vs. Prince. Appreciate you guys. Ziggler fan sends over a 2. Thank you so much, Ziggler fan. He says Triple H is just building LA Knight up to knock him down. That's all he's doing. It's a great point. That's all he's doing. He's building LA Knight up to knock him down. That's all he's doing. So there you have it. Thank you so much, Ziggler fan. Real Kingpin sends over a 2. He says, I guess Triple H never learned anything from Vince McMahon. Probably not. Real Kingpin, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. And yeah, it is absolutely facts. Vince McMahon is a light years better booker than Triple Fraud. Sherez still sends over another 2. I appreciate your support. She says, I'm sick of Codarius and Romello Reigns. Yeah, I'm so tired of Cody Rhodes. And after every single PLE, Roman Reigns is nowhere to be found. It's just, bro, goodness gracious, man. How many times, bro? The fact that Roman and Cena never interacted this year is insane. That's wild. Like, in the Royal Rumble match, they stared at each other for, 30 seconds and then got interrupted by CM Punk? What am I supposed to do with that? You know? So there you go. Dark Lightning Inferno sends over a dono. He says, how would you book Roman Reigns in 2026? Step 1, Roman Reigns is winning a world title. Until I see someone who has the star power he does or can at least get close to that or can actually, you know what I'm saying, outdraw him or be better than him going forward, I'm putting the belt back on Roman Reigns and I'm having him beat Cody in the main event of night 2 because that's already what they're going to do, it seems, with Roman and Cody. He's winning that title. After he wins the title, he is going to go full-time as a champion for 8 to 9 months, and then next year at Mania 43 in Saudi Arabia, he can drop it to hopefully someone like a Braun or a Trick Williams or someone like Melo. So whoever's been built up to be the next star, they can beat him for the championship. Even if it's Obafemi, whoever that is, they can beat him at the following Mania. But I need to see Roman have a full-time run, and then one of his final Manias, which will be in Mania 43, he puts over a new talent. That's what I would do with Roman Reigns. And in that full-time run, I'd have him defend against Seth Rollins at SummerSlam next year and get his get back versus Seth. So SummerSlam in 2026, the main event will be him and Rollins. He beats Rollins and finally gets his get back. I'd have him feud with Randall Orton. You know what I'm saying? Finally get that out of the way in one of Randy's final years. I would have Roman Reigns probably feud with Dominic Mysterio on a one-off probably. And then I would probably have Roman Reigns do a, a feud with Drew McIntyre to get back to the Bloodline Hunter storyline. I have him do that. I'd have him fight Gunther once or twice, maybe. And then I think those 5 feuds, and then the Seth feud, honestly, will take probably 2 or 3 months out of the reign. And the following year in the Mania season, he'll be waiting for his next opponent, which will likely be a younger guy. So I think that'll pretty much cover it up. That way he doesn't need to be super full-time, but he can at least show up, you know what I'm saying, once every 5 or 6 weeks and get away with it. There you go. Mr. Slayer sends over a 5. I appreciate you, bro. He says, triple fraud. LA Knight winning against Gunther. Mr. Slayer, I appreciate you, bro. If If LA Knight beats Gunter on SmackDown, we'll have to have some dialogues. I would have a ton of respect if LA Knight actually wins this tournament for Triple H. I would actually gain a little bit of respect back for Triple H that I've completely lost. Right now, my respect levels for Triple H are at like a 1 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10. If LA Knight wins this tournament, it goes up to like a 3 out of 10 on the respect scale for sure. Maybe a 4. That's a big time move. That would be pretty cool. That'd be nice. Mr. Meow says over a 2. He says, imagine Undertaker, Triple H, you know what I'm saying? Undertaker under Triple H in 2025. Mr. Meow, I thank you for the dono, and that's complete facts. Triple H would just book him into oblivion. Undertaker would never be the star that he is if he was booked under Triple H. Same thing with Kane. Same thing with Batista. Well, honestly, I feel like Batista can be a star. I don't think you can. There's no way you can mess up Batista. But quite frankly, we said there's no way to mess up Roman Reigns, and look what happened after the Tribal Chief run. Now the OTC arc is here, and it sucks completely. So there you go. Mr. Slayerson's over a 5. He says, what do you think of the IWC, like Twitter? I don't really, I see what happens on Twitter. I see the toxicity. I see all the nonsense and stuff that people say. But quite frankly, I barely use Twitter. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, when the PLEs happen, I'll tweet, once or twice during a show. If even that, I mostly, on Raws and SmackDowns, I don't even tweet anything anymore. I just never really gotten to, I scroll on Twitter, you know what I'm saying, to watch content and see videos and get, reports on superhero stuff or WWE stuff or, if it's, Stranger Things, for example, or something, or just see funny posts. But the actual act of tweeting, you know what I'm saying, and going back and forth with people on Twitter is childish. You will never catch me doing that. Unless I'm going back and forth with an actual WWE superstar or, Triple H himself, you're not going to see me going back and forth with anyone on Twitter, man. We're adults. You know what I'm saying? We got to be better than that. You see sometimes with Rhea Ripley or, Ricochet, or even other wrestlers will go back and forth with fans on Twitter. Come on, man. We got to grow up, bro. Because quite frankly, it doesn't matter what's being said on Twitter in many scenarios. Last week, I made a tweet saying that Gunter is draws no money, sells no tickets, does the same 4 moves, gets no pop or no reaction. He's not super over. He's had 2 bad world title reigns. And quite frankly, he hasn't put on great matches consistently in over a year or 2 at this point. And I said that because of those reasons, he should not be the one retiring Cena. And then I saw a lot of the replies were yo, bro, shut up, man. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. I read those comments and replies and laughed. I literally just laughed because I'm what am I supposed to say? I'm not going to argue with Jimbo123 who loves Gunter. What am I supposed to say? You like Gunter? I don't? Cool. I don't what, you know what I'm saying? What am I supposed to say? I don't know. I don't care. It is what it is. If you don't like it, fine. Cool. Zero, I see you, bro. See you, bro. I see you, man. One love, for sure. But yeah, I don't care about Twitter. The IWC, it is what it is, man, quite frankly. I will say, now, just in terms of talking about the IWC, in terms of the posts that I see, a lot of them are just saying nonsense. That's why I prefer, if I'm watching any people who are talking about wrestling, it's usually in a YouTube video format or a TikTok vid. I'm not reading a tweet and just taking it, you know what I'm saying? Because I got to see things get explained and actually understand what's happening because, quite frankly, what are they talking about? Be real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people on Twitter are going oh, this is not that bad. This is decent. I'm bro, really? You know what I'm saying? You know it. You know the show's not good. You know that. You know what I'm saying? You know better than that. So there's no point of even trying to argue with people. If you ever are on any type of social media and someone is arguing with you in the comments or something like that, just don't even respond. Unless it's an actual wrestler, then that's actually fun. I'm sure it's fun to reply back and forth with wrestlers and argue with them. That's pretty fun. If I got into a Twitter argument with Cody Rhodes, obviously I would reply back and start talking trash because that's funny. But if it's just some random person, why are you arguing with them? It doesn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest with yourself, bro. It doesn't do anything. So yeah, that's the way I see it. Mr. Slayerson's over at 2. He says, argued with Xavier Woods a month ago. Yeah, see, if you're arguing with a wrestler, that's actually hilarious. That's awesome experience. I would love to go on and have Twitter warfare with Code Arias Rodington. That would be pretty amazing. Pretty fun. So yeah, Mr. Slayer, I appreciate the 2, by the way. But yeah, arguing with wrestlers is cool. Arguing with fans is just come on, bro. Unless the fan says something really outlandish that you have to reply to, I would never reply to a fan. Whenever I make a tweet, if the backlash is negative, I don't even care. Read it, move on, laugh at it. It is what it is. Sherez Seal sends over another 5. I appreciate you. She says triple fraud jobs and his job. What's it called? He keeps recycling the same people. Yeah, it's ridiculous at this point. All Triple H can do is give us the same thing on copy and paste. That's it. Every week is the same copy and paste show. So there you have it. Ziggler fan sends over a 2. Theory is going to be the 4th mystery man in a row to job. Ziggler fan, I appreciate you, bro, and that is true. If Austin Theory is the mystery man, which he 90% is, if it's not, it's Braun's brother or whatever. if what's it called? If Dolph Ziggler, if Austin Theory is the fourth man, the fourth mystery man, he's gonna be a jobber. Deep Green VO, appreciate you, bro. Sends over a 5. Thank you so much. He says Paul Heyman is waiting in the wings to take full control of creative from Triple H, and when the time comes, and when that happens, I would be really interested. I think Paul Heyman had creative control already, and it actually was pretty bad. I think he had creative control in 2019, I believe, or maybe 2020, 2019, 2018, 2020, one of those years, and it was pretty bad. So maybe now he's grown and he'll be better, but this current version of WWE, man, I don't know who can save it. I don't know. There's good booking can save it, but who's going to do that good booking? You know what I'm saying? So that's the point. But with that being said, I think that's all the donos. I think that's all the super chats. Yes, that is all the super chats. So now that we've got all the super chats, this stream was supposed to only be an hour, which the first part of the stream was like 40 minutes, and then it lagged out because my friend called me like a billion times in 2 seconds. But it is what it is. But now that we've gotten all the donuts out of the way, I am going to go ahead and make the shorter length review for Raw tonight. I'm going to go ahead and record that, post it, get it out, and be good to go. So with that being said, I thank you guys. Oh, wait, hold on. We got one more donut from the big dog, Mr. Slayer, bro. Mr. Slayer sends over a 5. He says, Knight, you're going to get choked out by Gunther. That's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to get choked out, and he is going to job out. If LA Knight wins that match on SmackDown, I would be absolutely floored. LA Knight winning that match on SmackDown would be the most shocking win in the history of WWE. Genuinely. I would actually place bets that this is the most shocking win ever if he wins. Genuinely. I'd be shocked. Floored. Completely. I would probably give SmackDown a 10 out of 10 if that happened. Just out of pure shock. I have not been shocked like this. If that happens, I have not seen a surprise like that in wrestling in years. Never seen anything like that before. LA Knight has a negative 15% chance of winning, bro. The only way they can override it is if he somehow gets a positive 15% chance just to get a 0.1% chance. But if not, it's over. But with that being said, I thank you guys for all the donos. I thank you guys for riding with me on the part 2 of the stream because the first stream glitched out and now we're back. So I thank you guys for coming through yet again. And as always, I'm going to probably go live on Friday on SmackDown. We'll see how bad the show is. Maybe I won't, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see what happens with that. I thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of you making the stream special, making them exciting, and making them engaging. And as always, I thank you all for watching. Have a phenomenal day. Peace out. And one love. You know what I'm saying? I get that. Man. I appreciate y'all. Have a great night.